Welcome to the Alaskan Journey podcast. My name is Jamin. I'm your first friend in Alaska, and the purpose of this podcast is to answer the questions people have as they're moving to Alaska from the perspective of people who actually do live up here. And to help me with that today, I've got a couple folks that just recently moved up, and that is going to be Cheyenne and Mitchell. So thank you guys very much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So let's start off with this then. Where did you guys live prior to moving to Alaska?
We lived in Provo, Utah.
Very nice. Now, what's Provo? Am I saying that right? Provo?
Yeah,
okay.
yep.
Okay. Sorry. Deaf today. What's Provo, Utah, like known for, claim to fame? Like what's its thing?
It's a college town mostly.
Yeah.
It's right at the base of the Wasatch Mountains. Beautiful area, but mostly it's just a college town. A couple colleges there and around the area. I'd say that's a big part of it.
Yeah. How many people live there? Are we talking, big town, small town? Like,
It's all kind of along the Wasatch Front together, and there's like 1 million people that live along that. I think it's like a 40-mile stretch. And so pretty populated, pretty heavy population right there.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense then. Now, what kind of got you guys thinking about moving to Alaska? I know for some people it's a big bucket list item. Other people kind of just fall into it. So, where do you guys think you kind of fall on that scale?
We had joked for a year or so. We're like, what should we do for like our 5th year anniversary? Should we do like an Alaskan cruise? Like, should we visit Alaska? Because Mitch has always been obsessed with the idea of Alaska. And we were like, we need to get up there at some point and do like some kind of trip. But we had never yet thrown around the idea of like straight up living there. So that's about as far as we had thought about Alaska, was like an extended trip.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. And so what kind of set everything in motion to get you guys up here then?
I had started a job about not quite a year previously in Utah, and it was something I enjoyed doing, and then there was an opportunity within the company that they needed help here in Alaska. There was a position that opened up, and it sounded like a really cool position. So they basically just sent it out to a lot of people saying, like, hey, if anyone's interested in this position, like, please let us know. Like, this is all the stuff that would come with it. And I thought about it for a couple weeks before I said, I might be interested in that. So I thought I'll throw my name in the drawing, see if I can maybe get that position. Turns out I was the only one that did, and they were excited to have me. And so they wanted me up here as soon as they could get me.
Man, I've noticed for people trying to find jobs up here, it's either they like try for months and months and years and just can't seem to get through. And I've got other people where it's just pushing on a door with like no hinges. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Glad to hear that worked out. And for you, like how long was the timeline from, applying for the position to, oh shoot, like rubber's on the road and we're heading to Alaska?
So I first heard about the position like end of May, and then thought about it for a couple of weeks before I had sent a message and said, hey, I might be interested. So about mid-June, I contacted the manager up here. We kind of set up and agreed that, like, I think I'm going to do it. Like, let's go ahead and kind of move forward with it. And then I was here mid-July.
Got it. So that's pretty quick.
It was really quick.
That's
so
really
fast.
quick.
They wanted me here as soon as they possibly could.
Yeah. Well, that totally makes sense then. So what did your friends and family think when you said you were moving to Alaska?
I think his mom cried, when we told her. They were not like ecstatic for us just because it's going to be so far away.
Right.
A lot of our family is in Utah and Idaho. And so moving to Alaska was like, oh, you're not like a 3-hour drive anymore. So it was kind of hard. But at the same time, they were excited. They were like, well, now we can go visit Alaska and we have somewhere to stay. And this is like such an exciting opportunity and just a new adventure. My dad had lived in Anchorage for a couple of years in the 90s. So he was super excited for me. He was like, you get to go see where I lived. And that's so exciting.
Yeah, well, that's glad to hear then. For you guys, do you come from like big families, small families? Like, how big of families are you guys coming from?
fairly big. She has 3 siblings, and I have 7 total. That's kind of intermixed family with step siblings.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Outstanding. So, mom wasn't really on board immediately. Dad
Nope.
sounded like he was, pretty on board. What about like, friends and all that? Like, was it, did you feel like you had to like sell it to people when you were?
I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of the people I talked to they thought, that's an awesome opportunity. Like, you're young, go do it. Like, go have fun, go enjoy it. But I think everyone kind of said that with the expectation, like, you're eventually going to come back, though, right? Like, you're not going to be there forever, but like, go do it. Like, that sounds really cool. And we didn't ever commit to anyone on anything, but I think everyone was like, like, I could never do that, but it's cool that you're going to go try.
Just keep your options open, though. Keep
Yeah.
your options open.
Yes. Yes.
So we're obviously kind of here in the South Central, Anchorage area. After you guys have kind of been here for a little bit, like, well, actually, let me ask this real quick. Now that you've been up here for a little bit, have you had a chance to really get out and like explore other regions of the state?
We have Mitch travels for his job, so he's seen a lot more than I have. But we were in Homer just last weekend. Spent a couple days down there in Kenai and Soldotna area. Really love it down there. It's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, incredible. So now that you guys have had the chance to be up here for a little bit, though, like, do you think all things even, you would have like picked South Central to live in? Or do you think you might have picked like somewhere else to live in if, again, all things equal and opportunity was wherever you decided it was going to be?
I think we've talked a few times, like, we ended up in Wasilla, mostly because of pricing. It seemed like that was the best place to get something reasonably priced. We would both love to live in Homer, and that would be a really cool area. And we also really like Eagle River, kind of for different reasons, but those are probably the places we'd lean more so.
Right.
Probably
right.
not any more north than we are now.
Yeah. Love Fairbanks, but those winters up there would be a lot.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's Fairbanks definitely demands a lot from you.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know some people do and absolutely love it, and I'm not afraid to say I'm probably not one of those people. Okay, so what was it like getting up here for you guys? Like, what was the biggest challenge you guys kind of faced with the relocation process?
I mean, it was a big process.
Yeah.
Altogether, trying to get all of our stuff, trying to figure out how we were going to move all of our stuff, what stuff we were even going to move. We ended up getting rid of a lot of things to make it easier. And just, how are we going to get vehicles? How are we going to get our gear? Just trying to start lining up all those logistics in a matter of a few weeks was pretty tough.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's not giving you much ramp up time there at all.
Yeah.
So was it just like a lot of garage sales, or like how were you able to offload, downsize as we went here?
We donated a lot.
Okay.
Because we didn't have very much time to list things on Facebook Marketplace. We'd be like, okay, we'll list this today and it needs to be gone in like the next 3 days. And if it's not, we just have to get rid of it. And then one of our other challenges is that we had a dog and a 10-month-old. And we were not going to take them on the Alcan.
I was about to ask. Okay, so didn't do the Alcan. So what did you guys decide? I guess flying is about the only option then, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So we split up. I went with my dad and stepmom, and we drove our vehicles and drove the 2 vehicles and pulled one trailer behind my truck, one U-Haul trailer. We drove the Alcan, and then Shy and our baby and our dog flew up a few days after we got here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what'd you think of the Alcan?
It was beautiful. I mean, we came mid-July. All the flowers were out and all the fireweed, and it was just a gorgeous drive. And most of it was like super fun. We had great weather for most of the time. Some rain one day. Saw a lot of wildlife. I think we saw like 10 bears,
Oh, nice.
moose, and all like bison, everything all along the way. And it wasn't really that bad until like just before you get to the border and like just after the border in Alaska, Canada. Then the roads get real rough for a little bit, but other than that, it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Did you have any mechanical issues, like tires blowing out or anything like that on you?
No, we got lucky. We didn't have honestly anything. We came prepared. We had full-size spares for the trailer for both cars, had full-size spares, repair kits. I had my whole toolkit ready to go, but honestly, like, yeah, nothing went wrong. It was wonderful.
Well, that's awesome. Doesn't always work out that
Yeah.
way. What about getting through like the Canadian border? Did you have any issues with the border patrol folks over there at all?
No, that ended up being super easy. Ask a lot of questions. I wanted to ask about like firearms and stuff like that, but I chose not to bring mine across the border and shipped them up later or flew with them later. Just kind of bring them one at a time as I go back and visit people. But they want to know, who has your guns? Where are your guns? Why don't you have them? But then coming into Alaska, it was like, oh, you're an American citizen? Cool. Have fun. I feel like they asked me like 2 questions and sent me on my way.
It's like, here's a gun for you.
Yeah. You don't have any fruit, right? All right.
Welcome to the U.S. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, for some people, they just skate right through like that. Other people, like I've had folks before and talked with them where the Border Patrol asks them, do you have a gun with you? No. Do you have one at all? Yeah, it's not with me, though. Like, it's, same situation there. And they're like, okay, step out of the car. And it's like 2-hour interview with not just him, but with his wife as well. And they're like trying to catch them to see if their stories match up.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's really just kind of the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, they take that quite seriously.
They do.
Okay, but that went pretty smoothly for y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really easy.
Yeah, and once you guys got here to kind of the South Central Alaska, Wasilla, like what were kind of the first impressions for y'all?
I know at least for me, like when I first got here, it was really dark and rainy when I first pulled it. Like our last day driving, we came from just inside the border of Canada, and then we drove all the way here on that last day. And yeah, it was like super dark and rainy the whole time. You couldn't see any of the mountains when you got here. And I was like, oh, I make the right choice. This looks really sad. It was like, all those like reservations you have. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't know about this. And then like over the next 2 days, the sky's cleared. You see the beauty and you're like, actually, no, I'm fine. This is cool. But first impressions, I was like, oh no, like this looks a little, I don't know if this looks very inviting. And there's like nothing out here. And we live pretty far down, like kind of outside of town. And it was just like, man, we're pretty far out here because we went from big city to nothing. I'm big city for someone that's used to small towns. But
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the unfortunate part, especially if you get there at dark and like the clouds are there. Like, yeah. I mean, there's like sometimes entire weeks you just don't even see the mountains.
Yeah.
Just because of like the clouds sometimes. But yeah, glad to hear it cleared up for y'all.
Yeah.
How long did it take you guys to kind of feel like you're settled in and in some kind of like an actual living routine instead of just, feeling transitory, like you're just trying to get your feet back under you?
That's a really good question.
I don't know. Have you guys gotten there yet? Maybe that's probably a fair question.
I feel like I finally kind of did this summer.
Yeah.
Like we
Okay.
started having people come and visit and then kind of got to get out more and do more. And I felt more so like I was like, oh, I kind of like, I'm in the routine now. I know this area well. And like I can go out and do stuff. And like now I feel a little more like, oh yeah, this is home now. This is not just like where I moved to. Now it's more like home.
Yeah. And that's really, I think, the biggest hurdle for a lot of people. Because, yeah, you just feel like I just moved and I'm not home. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
So what was the housing like for you guys trying to get that figured out here? Because I think, if I recall correctly, you guys rented at first? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the border. Some people just skate right through it and they live really charmed lives. And other people, it is, life's just meeting you there at the door with like the brass knuckles all ready to go. So, where would you guys say you land on that scale?
Oh, probably the first one. It was kind of hard because we had to look at houses just on the internet because we weren't like going to fly back and forth in the month that we had before we had to get here to like look at properties. So we were on Facebook Marketplace and we saw just like this really nice duplex and we messaged the owner. We were like, hey, we're moving out like really soon, but we can't like get out to see the place beforehand. Would you do like a video tour for us? And she was so awesome. She she did the video tour for us. She showed us like every nook and cranny of the house. And she was like, yeah, if you guys like it, like you can apply for it. And we were like, we really want it. And yeah, we applied for it and we got it.
You guys are disgustingly simple, you know that, right? Like, it went way too simple for y'all. Everyone else is just like out here battling it out.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't make that good of a story.
It was stressful though, because I mean, like we said, it was a very short time frame. Then I was like, well, we got to have somewhere to live, and it's got to be ready in a few weeks. And then we happened to find something, and I was like, oh, great.
It's like, are y'all the type that like tends to like stress about stuff like that, or are you just kind of the go with the flow type of people though?
1 and 1.
Okay.
Yeah. We kind of even out each other.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so that was really simple. I like that. That really worked out for you. What has it been like living in Wasilla? Like, I guess really was it the past couple months really at this point? No.
A year.
It's about a year at this point. About a year at this point.
July.
Okay. So what's it been like kind of getting used to Wasilla now that you've seen all the seasons kind of come and go?
Good. I mean, the weather was definitely an adjustment. The week we moved from Provo, it was 108 degrees. And the week we moved here, I think it was 55. And I was like, I got to break out all my winter clothes. What is going on? So like the summer has a new definition for me now of what I can expect from summer. And then like the winter, I guess that's pretty like standard Alaskan stuff, just like the winter and the darkness and then the sun all summer. So it's definitely been an adjustment. But Wasilla itself is nice. I got a job at a local bank, so it's kind of a unique opportunity for me to get to know the community a little bit more because I interact with a lot of people in the town and the like local businesses. So that's been a really good opportunity for me to kind of get to know Wasilla on like a personal level.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that. And what do you guys think of, let's see, how crowded does it feel in Wasilla? Because, believe it or not, only like 10,000 people actually live there, and you would not know that by like the traffic. So am I just complaining, or okay, you guys think the same thing?
Yeah, I feel like it's always kind of interesting because, the town of Wasilla is like 10,000, but the Matsu Valley is like 100,000. And then you just have like tourist season, all of a sudden the one main road, parks going through the center gets so busy and so crowded. And so many of those businesses get so full of people that, sometimes it feels really busy. And other times it feels really quiet, especially like come winter and everyone's kind of staying home and there's no tourists. All of a sudden, I feel like it gets way more quiet.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that any kind of a surprise for you guys when you got here? Or, well, actually, real quick, how much traffic are you guys used to sitting in? Because
quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, the commute to like from Provo to like Salt Lake, if you're just driving normally, it takes about 45 minutes, but like rush hour traffic, it could be like up to 2 hours in like 4 or 5 lane interstate. So that's what I was used to.
So I am totally crying on the wrong shoulder now is what I'm hearing.
A little bit.
Okay, we'll move on. What was that first winter like for you guys when you were getting settled in here? Like, I know like the cold, everyone's ready for that. What did you guys think about like the darkness though? Like, what was that adjustment like?
I mean, I think it helped me that most of the time I get out of my workday middle of the day. So I always got to see the sun still, which was super helpful. But like it seems everything else you do in your day is in the dark. You kind of just like say hi to the sun in December and then move on with your day in the dark with lights.
Yeah.
I luckily made a couple friends that like pointed out to me like you still got to get out, you still got to go do stuff. Had a friend that wanted me to go. We did like trapping and stuff like that, and just kind of get out and enjoy it, even if it's in the dark by a nice headlamp. So I feel like that helped, but it was an adjustment because it's very dark most of the day.
Oh yeah. I was surprised by like the lack of lights in the city. I assumed that because Alaska knows that it's very dark, that like all the cities would be decked out with like a million street lights and there's like string lights everywhere and all the businesses just trying to light up the winter. And that's not how it is
Not
at
at all.
all.
No, they're
Very
just
dark.
like, no, just be sad.
Yeah,
Like,
just embrace the darkness.
let it get into your soul.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you guys like find it something you? So I mean, I know for me, like I do kind of sometimes really struggle with the seasonal effectiveness disorder, and that's just where like you wake up one day and like you're sad.
Yeah.
And that's like it. Did you guys feel like, I don't know, any pulling to the dark side during the winter with that, or were you able to just stay so busy you just didn't even notice?
I think I noticed it mostly when the sun came back.
Really?
I was like, oh, I feel so much happier. I was like, I didn't even realize, but yeah, I feel so much better now.
Yeah, we took a trip in April, like the very beginning of April, to Idaho to see family, and I was like, oh, I did not realize that we were just like on survival mode for like 3 months.
Yeah.
You just don't notice how much it's getting to you until you leave. Like a toxic relationship.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, let's go visit the sun people now.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll accept us as one of their own. Oh, that's awesome. So, yeah, so first winter, what was like that first, like really getting into like spring, summertime for y'all? And I mean, well, you know what? Let's camp out on wintertime a little bit longer here. So for you guys, cold wise, like what was that first winter like? And was the snow amount about what you were expecting?
Most of like, especially what we've talked to people around here, it seems like this winter was very wimpy. Comparatively.
Straight garbage, yeah.
Yeah. And like we grew up in Idaho and Utah, and we're used to cold and snow. And like I had weeks growing up in Idaho where it didn't get above 0 for a week. And so it's like this winter, honestly, as far as cold and snow was not that bad.
Yeah.
We handled that pretty fine, I think. We had like in October, we had the one big snowstorm. And I had flown back to Idaho to go hunting for that week when we got the snow dumped on us and left my lovely wife and our poor baby to shovel it all themselves. So that wasn't fun for her, but other than that, it seemed like, we had some guy that offered to come plow our driveway and like said he'd come do it for a certain amount of money, which was like, I don't know that I want to pay that much money. And then he never came back because it never snowed enough for him to like merit coming back with his truck and his plow. So,
yeah, tough year for snow plowers.
It
I
was.
gotta say, great for the rest of us though.
Yeah.
Like I gotta say, like I had like my snow blower all ready to go to take care of the parking lot at my fourplex, and I mean, I had it like ready to go. I had it like turned around correctly in front so I could like just go directly out. I had it all fueled up, checked all the tires. All systems were go. I was so ready, and I got to use it like one time the entire winter.
Yeah.
Because I heard that the winter before then, that it just did not stop snowing. Everyone told me it was just constant snow for the entire winter. So it makes sense that you would be ready for that this last year, and then it just didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, snow got to a point where it was a real problem because, you get to the point with these snow drifts in the city where they get so high, it's a hazard and they have to actually be removed. And like, who pays for that snow to be removed at that point? So like a lot of the snow plowers I was talking to, like, I got them in a contract for X amount, and they're like, hey man, like if you could give me anything extra, that'd be great, because I'm having to pay like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to now remove snow, take it to like some landfill and drop it off there. Because like, the embankments were getting like 10 feet high, and that's a little hazardous.
Yeah.
So,
Holy cow.
yeah. So just so you know,
It does snow here.
it does in fact snow. Yes. It's
I'm a little
not-
skeptical, but
Yeah.
a little disappointed.
Yeah, that's okay. It'll probably get you back this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, probably.
I'm hoping not, but
Yeah.
Alaska just eased us in.
like again, this is y'all kind of on sailing right through here.
Took the easy route.
Took the easy route on everything. Okay. Outstanding. Well, how about this then? Now that you guys have kind of been up here for a little bit, have you guys had a chance to really get plugged into like any local groups, organizations, and stuff like that?
I feel like, I've joined a lot of Facebook groups just to kind of stay connected to things, to like hiking. I recently joined in on like the berry picking and want to do some more of that, and fishing, of course. And but that's probably about as close as I've gotten. Religiously, we're connected. We've got a church we go to and made friends there. So trying our best. Still is kind of tough to make friends sometimes.
That's always kind of tough. But yeah, how have you found like the Facebook groups, or did people like actually show up when they say they're going to go do something, or is it kind of like flaky
It
kind of
seems
groups
like,
where?
A lot of it's just like people talking and
Yeah.
not necessarily making meetups, it seems like.
Yeah.
But it seems like when they do try to organize something, you'll see people that kind of get together. It never seems to be at a time I can go, but
Yeah.
it seems like they usually have a few people that show up and do stuff together.
Oh, outstanding. And what have you guys found, like, culture-wise, really, for, people in Alaska? Like, is it comparable to kind of what you're used to? Like, how would you kind of describe the people? And keep in mind, they're not watching this show, so you can say whatever you want.
The people from elsewhere.
People from elsewhere, yes.
I actually think about this a lot because we watched a lot of content to prepare ourselves to come to Alaska. And a lot of like the YouTube videos were like, watch out for Alaskans, like don't tread on them, like they like don't ask questions, don't I felt like I was moving to New York, like don't look them in the eye. Like and so I was like, okay, like I'm prepared for like a standoffish society. That's okay, like I'll just get used to it. But what I really found was that the people are so genuinely kind here. Like other places that I've lived, people are nice, but like surface level. But Alaskans up here will give you the shirt off their back. Like the most genuine, loving people that I've ever met, I found up here in Alaska.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of putting it, just being genuinely kind. Because, I lived in the South for a while, and, bless your heart,
Yes.
culture.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very, bubbly and like on the surface, very, outgoing and all that, but just, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Up here, yeah, they can be a little reticent,
Reticent, I think.
reticent. Yeah. Okay. Reticent. But it actually comes down to it. They'll actually be there to help.
Yeah. They're pretty gruff at times, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see some definitely rough characters, but it seems like, we have people that wander through our neighborhood every now and again that have been pretty questionable, and maybe semi-lucid. But they're super friendly. Have a nice conversation with them. They'll never remember it, but they're there to chat and have a good time. So yeah, a lot of gruff people, but a lot of kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's, I'll take that. If even they, barely lucid people are happy. Jesus Christ, you guys just sail right through everything. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So I guess kind of in closing here, what would you guys say are some of the pros and cons so far of living in Alaska? And keep in mind, we don't expect anything to be perfect. Mm-hmm. So what for you would you say are the pros and cons just from your perspective so far?
I'd say one of the biggest pros I've definitely discovered more this summer. Last summer, I feel like we were moving in, didn't really get much done. And this summer, we're actually getting out and doing stuff. As soon as you start getting out and doing stuff, there's so much to do, and it can be so fun. Like going fishing, going hiking. There's like such great communities for it. So many things you can go out and do super easily. People that are willing to help. I'm planning moose hunting and some other hunting trips with some friends this fall, and it's just like as soon as you like start kind of getting into it, it's so much fun. Like if you just kind of like live up here and stick around your house, it's kind of miserable at times. But as soon as you start enjoying the Alaska part of Alaska, there's so many cool things to do.
Yeah.
That'd be some of my pros.
Yeah.
We were just on the drive here, him telling me about how much he's fallen in love with Alaska. So he's a little bit high on Alaska right now. I agree with those things, but also, I don't know, I guess I'm probably I have more cons. It's so expensive to live here. Mm-hmm. and it gets a little bit exhausting to be like, okay, I just want like a tub of yogurt. And they're like, do you want to pay $12 for it? And I'm like, not really. Or like cereal and a gallon of milk together is like $15. And I'm like, I miss, like, we don't even have, like, something I learned is Alaska doesn't have dollar stores because it costs too much to get things up here that it wouldn't cost $1 anymore. Everything just costs a lot of money all the time.
Yeah. Was there like any one specific thing that like really stood out to you as being expensive?
Ice cream.
Really? Okay.
Ice cream is so expensive. I get excited when it's on sale for like $9 for half a gallon, which is crazy.
Yeah. For being such a cold state, you would think like that wouldn't be our expensive.
Right?
For whatever reason. So what would you guys say are like some of the funnest activities you've been able to get out and enjoy so far?
Salmon fishing on the Kenai was so fun, especially this year because there's so many salmon that it was my first experience salmon fishing up here. So of course I had to go well. So it was like every other cast I had a fish on, and because there's 200,000 fish in the river. So that was
Just
great.
Sailing right through life. Okay.
Yeah. So that was awesome. Hoping for the same luck during the hunting season.
It's like I shot and 2 bull moose jumped in its way.
Oh, please no, I can't process that much meat.
So I think that has been like a big highlight for me is the fishing was awesome. And also just like the beauty. Like my commute to work, I mean, I travel quite a bit and I drive back and forth like just from Wasilla to Anchorage, and every day it's like, wow, every time. So that's my most fun things is just like seeing the beauty, and then fishing was awesome.
Yeah, just driving around, like just like my drive to Fred Meyer is stunning. Just look out my window, and I'm sitting at the dentist office, and I look out the window, and I'm like, holy cow, I just live in the most beautiful place. But I love just like exploring what there is here. Like I love going down to Homer and just like, even if it's cloudy, like seeing the ocean, or I love like trying to discover like what the culinary scene here is in Alaska. It's a lot different than it is in Utah, but there's stuff here. There's stuff here.
I was going to say non-existent, but you're being kind.
Yeah.
But yes.
Unique spins on.
Unique spins, yeah.
Just seeing what Alaska has to offer in its own unique way has been really fun.
Outstanding. And have you guys had a chance to make it down to like, I don't know, Seward or any towns like that so far?
No, we've been on the Kenai Peninsula a bit. We haven't gone to Seward yet. And then I travel like Kenai or Homer and Fairbanks are like the primary places I go the most.
Gotcha.
So that's mostly where we've been.
Gotcha. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean that's really beautiful down there. If you get a chance. September 1st, I think, is the end of like tourist season in Seward. And so like a lot of those like hotel rates suddenly just come down overnight.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So if you're looking for opportunity to get to Seward where it's just like a really idyllic, just beautiful town on the ocean with like glaciers and everything right there, like that's going to be the time to do it. So
You're speaking my language now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great little town, so do recommend it. We'll talk off air on just I guess Seweridians like when we're done here.
Yeah.
But really glad to hear it. Then I guess do you guys have any other thoughts, comments about Alaska for things that people should be aware of if they're looking at moving here?
If you have to transport a dog on an airplane, make absolutely sure that you've read everything online you possibly can. It is really complicated.
At least the airline can make it more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out.
I don't know. I think just it is kind of hard to live in Alaska. Like the day-to-day takes a little bit more effort than it does in the lower 48. But I don't know, it's pretty worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's worth trying it out.
Yeah.
And I think that was something we like kind of came in with. The expectation is like, you know, it's a huge move, but it doesn't have to be permanent. So why not? Why not try it? And honestly, it's been so cool. And who knows how long we'll stay? Could be. We were talking just a minute ago. It's like it could be next year. It could be forever. But and honestly, I think we could be happy either way because it is such a cool place that it's worth trying.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I definitely say kind of hold your plans loosely. You know, that's a great place to be in life where you kind of have the flexibility to, you know, move here or anywhere. But, you know, being happy and content where you're at is, you know, that's definitely an even rarer gift. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining us and kind of sharing your perspective and you know what you think of Alaska so far. It's really useful for a lot of folks out there. We do actually have the Meetup group for folks who have recently moved up here. This weekend we're going to go berry picking. So
Oh, nice.
Oh, fun.
I'll have to you know. See if our secret berry picking spot is in fact one and the same thing. It's like off air here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the apex predator of the blueberry picking has definitely got to be the women's church group. So I'm afraid they've gotten there before us.
Yeah,
but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for coming on here. We'll make sure you guys get the details for that. And everyone else, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.